Today we're moving on in our lessons about computer systems, and yesterday's learning target was being able to identify the parts of a computer system, and today your learning target is being able to define what a computer system is, which is a little bit different, and you'll understand once we go through the notes together. So the parts of a computer system, which you learned yesterday from all of those videos, is input, process, storage is a component, and outputs. So input is like the example that he gave. The input would be like the fruit or the data. So then it moves into the next stage, which is the process stage, and sometimes it processes and sometimes it gets stored. Apparently that's my last one. I must have mixed that up. So after everything gets processed, it spits something out. So that's the output. So remember when it came to his example, the blender physically processed up all of that data and the output was the smoothie. There we go. Sometimes during process, there's a stage of storage, so it might just be stored on the computer, and I use that term relatively loosely. So for example, the fruit was just being stored in the blender before the blender was turned on and processed it into the smoothie. So what is a computer system? Again, you know the parts of it, but you don't really know the definition of it. Well, a computer system is a mix of electronic hardware and software. And we're going to be getting more into hardware and software in a different lesson. But basically, you can see the hardware is like your physical monitor, where software is more of like Microsoft, Excel, Office, all of that good stuff. So what happens is that a computer system will accept data as its input and then processes it to provide us with an output, such as information or a physical action. So for example, if you use your mouse to click the X button, that physical action is clicking out of whatever you were in. Hopefully that's making sense to you. If it's not, always feel free to raise your hand and I will physically come over and help you. So yeah. So just an example, again, a different one from the blender, is the input on a camera is to push the capture button to take a photograph, as you can see there. I know this is a little bit of an older camera, some of you probably have never even used these. Back in my day, this is what we used in high school, was all of these cameras. Then the process is where the light is captured through that camera lens and transformed to create a digital image. So right through that lens, it'll capture it. And then the output is to show the digital image, on the monitor screen. So you can see the output, that picture that was taken. And then the storage aspect of this, which I did not put on here, would be like on the SD card. That picture would be saved on there so that you could use it any later time. All right, so now there are a couple of questions just to hopefully get you to understand a little bit more what we are learning here at the end of this video. So I hope you enjoyed it and hopefully you can get those done.